I have literally lost count of the number of times I've restarted this video. I don't know what's happening to me. Hey y'all, my name is Nat. I hope you're having a terrific day today, and for this video we are going to be doing my July TBR. Before we get into anything bookish, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below, as well as tell me in the comments what are your reading plans for July. Usually in my TBR videos, I have it broken down by my reading goals, my book clubs, and then other reading plans. However, not this month. Instead, I am going to be mostly mood reading. That's because I am going on vacation, and then I also have a work trip that I will be going on, so I don't have nearly as much structured reading time as normal, and I don't want to bog myself down with all of these additional reading plans. Along with that, unfortunately, I will be missing 3 upload dates, but I will be getting you some travel reading vlogs and having a new setting where I will be reading, and I am very excited for them. On top of that, I won't have a reading journal plan with me video out this month because it wouldn't really have anything in it. Although I just said I was going to be mostly mood reading, I still have some reading plans because, you know, I'm a type 1. First up is Torch Against the Night by 𝗖cie his𝘁𝘁. This is the second book in the Ember and the Ashes quartet, and I'm going to be buddy reading this with Dasha at Mystic Pages. I'll put a link to her in the cards over here. Definitely go check her out. We buddy read the first book and had very similar opinions on it, so we decided to continue and try and buddy read the rest of the series. This is a dystopian YA fantasy following 2 people who are working to bring down an evil empire, one by being a part of a rebellion and the other from the inside. That's all I'm going to say about this because honestly I think it's better going into this one if you don't know a ton. Next up, for my personal book club, it was my pick this month and I went with The Box in the Woods by Maureen Johnson. This is the 4th book in what was once the Truly Devious trilogy and is now a series. I made both my friends read the series and now I'm going to make them continue it with me. This story is also following Stevie Bell and her friends, but rather than solving a mystery at Ellingham Academy, they are now at a summer camp. And guys, I am so ready for all of the summer camp vibes that are going to be throughout the story. On top of that, I cannot wait to return to this crazy cast of characters. They all have very distinct and weird personalities, and I adore them. Next is a ARC I received from NetGalley, and that is going to be So We Meet Again by Suzanne Park. This comes out August 3rd, and I believe is following a woman who is laid off from her job and decides to start a YouTube channel with a friend of hers. He ends up helping her to do so, and eventually when she becomes a big name star because of her mom actually, she ends up starting her own media company, but a business decides to try and buy her out of her own show. Of course, who's on that law team? The guy from her past that helped her start it. I read Suzanne Park's last book, Loathe at First Sight, and while it wasn't everything I expected, I still enjoyed it, so I'm hoping to enjoy this one as well. Finally is probably the most tentative reading plan, and that is Loveless by Alice Oseman as a part of the Osemanverse Readalong, which is being hosted by Katie Can't Read and The Petite Punk. I'll put all that stuff down below if you're interested in checking it out. This story follows Georgia, who has recently went off to college and starts to figure out her own sexuality and identity. I've heard tons of good things about it, and I do want to actually read it. It's just lower on my list of priorities, unfortunately. I don't know if I can get this one from the library. It's pretty hard to come by. Along with those, I have 3 anticipated new releases that are coming out in July. If I can get my hands on them, that would be fantastic and I would love to read them. I don't know if it'll happen, however. First up is Out of Character by Annabeth Albert. This comes out July 6th and is the 2nd book in the True Colors series. It follows Milo, who makes a stupid bet and ends up losing his brother's prized cards. I don't know if it's like a Pokemon card or a magic card or a collectible card, I have no idea. He's desperate to get the cards back and ends up enlisting the help of the one person who is a genius at video games that he knows, but also happens to hate. Jasper from the first book, Conventionally Yours, ends up agreeing to help Milo, and sparks fly. Obviously, you guys have definitely heard me squeal about Conventionally Yours, so naturally, I'm so excited to read the 2nd book in this series, which is also Enemies to Lovers. Guys, it's like Annabeth Albert is writing this specifically for me, and I love her for it. After that one is Isn't It Romantic by Lyssa Kay Adams, and this is the 4th book in the Bromance Book Club series. While I will say I haven't loved the last 2 nearly as much as the first, I am still intrigued. This last one will be revolving around the Russian and has a, oh, what's the term? Fake marriage? Marriage of convenience? One of those situations? Has one of those tropes. But of course, drama ensues because the Russian's actually in love with his wife. This one comes out July 20th. Finally is A Good Day for Chardonnay by Dorinda Jones, and this is the 2nd book in the Sunshine Bike Room series. If you guys haven't heard me squeal about this, here I am again. Sunshine Bike Room is the recently appointed sheriff of the small town she grew up in after her parents meddled in the election. She is hoping to have a relatively normal life now that she has settled down with her daughter, but being a cop and having a daughter who is suddenly fascinated by mysteries doesn't go well for her. She also has to deal with the drama of her old flame Levi being back in her life, and guys, I am so excited for more Levi. This one comes out on July 27th. After all of those, the final one on my pile of possibilities is going to be Arsenic and Adobo by Mia P. Manansala, and I am so excited for this one. This is a cozy mystery revolving around Lila's aunt's restaurant, which unfortunately gets a bad review from her ex-boyfriend, who is a food critic, but then he ends up dropping dead in the middle of the restaurant. Of course, Lila is accused of murder and ends up having to try and prove her innocence while also solving the mystery to help her aunt's restaurant. I'm so excited for this. It just sounds like a good time. I think it has a romance element as well, and I'm so on board for that. I love having some romance with my mystery. It's like two of my favorite genres combined. It's perfect. Also food. Food, guys, food. I'm ready for this to make me hungry, and can we just appreciate like how adorable the back of this book is? This is so cute. I did recently also buy a ton of books, so I have plenty I could try and grab up off my shelves. I just don't know what I'm gonna be craving yet. Alright y'all, so that is it. As always, thank you so much for coming to my channel today, guys. I really appreciate it. I come out with videos on Monday and Friday, but until then, I hope you continue to have a terrific day. Love you, bye!